Hello, everyone. Welcome to Court with Krissy. How many DUIs are better than one? None. Today's repeat offenders haven't been able to figure out that drinking and driving don't mix. Just always remember there is one number that you shouldn't call for a lift when you are wasted. I hope you like it. Court with Krissy is now in session.
What was the extent of that call in driven?
Gentleman that owns the business there gets intoxicated, calls 911 repeatedly for an Uber or a Lyft.
Okay, copy. I'll go direct with 5. Thanks.
You want to start now? You want to start now, or you want to wait till 10:30?
We can go ahead and start now if you want to. I've got them all ready.
That'll be fine. You got all of them lined up.
I sure do.
Commonwealth versus Gerald Beckman. Good morning, Mr. Beckner. You're here on 22 CR 00106. Are you Gerald Beckner?
Yes, sir.
You were born in 1977.
Did he get next to go something? He's out driving the hardship license. Son of a mission.
What do you have to say?
Your Honor, this is a 3-year sentence on possession of controlled substance. I'll let Mr. Garner testify in this case. That's all right.
Well, just tell us what it is.
Well, Mr. Beckner was on probation here. He had a DUI, so he had a hardship license. He was driving on the days that he wasn't permitted to drive on the hardship license. He left the state of Kentucky without permission, went to Tennessee, and was arrested down there for open alcohol container. So that's.
Does your client want to stipulate to this?
Judge, actually what we were asking for is for.
Does he want to stipulate to the actions?
We can stipulate, yes, we would stipulate to the
Okay,
actions.
you want to say something?
Yes, Your Honor. What we would ask for is that the court, I think Mr. Beckner's been in since June 5th or 6th, approaching 30 days. Judge, what we would ask is for the imposition of a 30-day sanction. Mr. Beckner, and we need to put him under oath if we can. He was part of the being in Tennessee, and I understand the facts was he was looking for employment. He had a significant time that he was on
Does
home
he live in
incarceration.
Tennessee? Lives in Kentucky? What does the Commonwealth have to say?
Well, it's a possession.
Speak up just a little.
It's a possession case. What concerns me was he had a hardship license. He was using it inappropriately. He was initially charged with driving under the influence, but the state police down there said he wasn't under the influence. But he had an open bottle of Bud Light beer in a cab with a half of a 6-pack. 2 beers were already missing. So I don't know what you do to protect the public. He's got a DUI already. He doesn't have a license. He's on probation, and he's out driving around Tennessee drinking. So I don't know. What do you do?
Again, Judge, I think if we're getting into what Tennessee was doing.
I'm getting into what Mr. Beckner was doing.
Mr.
Mr. Beckner left the Commonwealth of Kentucky without permission. He was drinking alcoholic beverages and illegally driving after he'd been given the privilege on a hardship license. So I have no sympathy for Mr. Beckner on this thing. And one of the 2 or 3 things that bother me the most is when people get out and drive in violation of orders or have a weapon. Those are the 2 things that bother me. Because as sure as say he runs over a school bus or something down there or anywhere. So I'm going to revoke Mr. Beckner. Okay, next is Mark Cruz. Mark Cruz. Mark Cruz.
Side and then arrest.
There we go. All right, we are now on the record with Jessica Louise Burgess, hearing from the Leelanau County Jail. With us today is Ms. Lee as our Raymond attorney. And this is case 242423 SD2. Charges alleging operating with a high BAC and domestic violence. We'll handle this case first. So Ms. Lee, have you had an opportunity to speak with Ms. Burgess regarding the charge, the possible sentence, and her rights.
I have, and we will waive a formal reading of the misdemeanor complaint, enter pleas of not guilty, and request counsel. I'm getting all kinds of feedback, and it looks like everyone else might be as well.
I was getting feedback. I'm not sure from where. Okay, I think I got that. It's a not guilty plea.
Not guilty and requesting counsel.
All right. Ms. Burgess, please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear and affirm the information about to give us the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, I do.
All right. I did neglect to indicate also that we have Dan Short here representing the prosecutor's office here in Leona County. All right, Ms. Burgess, I'm going to be asking you questions for the court-appointed attorney request that you are sending to us, and also for bond setting on the next case and bond review on this case. Are you living in a home, renting, buying, living with parents, or paying room and board?
Renting.
Renting. Are you single,
Yes.
divorced, or separated?
Divorced.
And do you have any children living at home with you?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you working?
No. As of last week, no.
Are you looking for employment?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Do you have any source of income right at the moment?
My ex pays child support occasionally, but that's it.
All right, and occasional child support. Do you have any money in the bank?
I have a little bit, maybe $600
All
that I'm
right.
supposed to be paying rent with.
All right. The court will appoint an attorney to assist you through this case. You'll be getting the information on that sometime in the next day or so. All right, this brings us to your pretrial conference date on this, and we're going to be setting that for the 21st of June at 9 o'clock. That's an in-person hearing here at the courthouse with your court-appointed attorney and the prosecutor. So plan to be here on that day.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, that brings us to our next case, which is case number 2426 SD2. And we're getting feedback from the courtroom in Traverse City. I don't know why, but we are. Okay, Ms. Mistley, have you had an opportunity to speak with Ms. Burgess regarding this case, which is an operating while intoxicated situation?
I have, and we will waive a formal reading of the misdemeanor complaint, enter a plea of not guilty, and once again request counsel.
All right, Ms. Burgess, remember I just swore you on the other case for the court-appointed attorney. We'll use the same information and we will grant you an attorney to assist you. It will most likely be appointed by the Grand Traverse Defense Council, and it will be the same attorney for both cases for continuity. All right, now we need to take a look at bond on this. The bond on the other case was continued as set, and the bond on that, let's just see when that was set. Let me see here. Okay, that bond was set on the 3rd of June. And it was set for a $5,000 personal recognizance bond. We're going to be setting this as a personal recognizance bond also, but this is going to be a $10,000 personal recognizance bond. Ms. Smith,
Your Honor.
did you have anything you wanted to say about this first before we actually go into all the conditions?
Well, as you just heard from Ms. Burgess, she does have 4 minor children in her care and custody. She is renting a residence. She's resided in that residence since February of this year. Previously, she was at another address in Suttons Bay. She has been a resident of this area for 7 years. She is divorced, does not yet have a job. It sounds to me like the divorce must have happened pretty recently. She tells me that June 9th, which would be this coming Sunday, would have been her second anniversary of sobriety. She is absolutely devastated that she lost her sobriety, but she is absolutely committed to regaining it, getting back in a 12-step program and the sponsor as she had before. She does understand there's going to be frequent testing required of her. I have discussed with her getting a home testing unit, perhaps. New Directions testing is a long way from Sutton's Bay. So, you know, if the court does not require the CAM device, then probably a home testing unit would be appropriate. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Short.
Thank you, Your Honor. I would ask if this is 2 WIs in 3 days. Her first one, her BAC, I don't have the file in front of me. What I remember was about a 0.195 at the jail. This one, she was a pair of 0.15s. This is a massive public safety concern. I mean, I frankly can't think of a time in 9 years as a prosecutor that I've had somebody pick up 2 WIs this close together. I've had a few people come close, but she so far has won that mark. So at this point, I would ask the court, frankly, I think it should be a cash surety bond, but I understand the court's already spoken on that. I would ask the court to order a CAM device be attached. I ask she not be released from jail until such a device can be given to her, given the short period of time with which she has picked up these 2 crimes. And I would ask at this point in time that the court simply order her not to drive. I believe she has the temporary permit most people usually get when they pick up an OWI. However, like I said, she's picked up 2 drunk drivings within 3 days. So at this point, I would ask as a condition of her bond, she simply be ordered not to drive. It doesn't appear at this point in her life that she's making very good decisions. So the court can always review that later at the pretrial. But at this point, I don't think she has any business driving a motor vehicle.
Well, and again, of course, she is presumed innocent, as we all know, all the attorneys sitting here. She has successfully gained sobriety in the last 2 years and maintained it for a protracted period of time. As I've already said, she does fully intend to get back with her sponsor and continue on with that 12-step program she had so successfully been committed to, and she does have 4 minor children. Prohibiting her from driving at this time, I do not think is warranted. Thank you.
Respectfully, the children are currently with their father. They were present at the domestic violence scene. They witnessed that occur. Frankly, they've got a father who's more than capable of driving them around if they need to be driven around or taken to school. The mother's not the only person in their life who's capable of that. I think ordering her not to drive is an appropriate condition.
Okay. Well, we are certainly concerned about the frequency that you've been visiting our jail. And we are going to be ordering no alcohol, illegal drugs, marijuana, minor mood altering substances. And do you have a medical marijuana card?
I had one a long time ago in California.
It's expired?
Yeah.
Okay. No marijuana is to be used either. You're going to be doing a minimum of 4 times a day breathalyzers on an in-home unit.
Okay.
I'm not sure we have a CAM unit available at this time. If a CAM unit is available, we will order the CAM unit first choice. And you will need to contact our pretrial services to secure one of those CAM units. Now, CAM units are not put on in the jail. You will need to have an appointment verified prior to your release from jail. So you will need to contact our pretrial services. They will give you an appointment time for that CAM unit. Now, between now and getting the CAM unit, you're going to need to be doing twice-a-day breathalyzers. And
Okay.
do that at New Direction until you get that CAM unit. Now, if the CAM unit is not available, you will have a 4-time-a-month scram unit from our pretrial services.
Okay.
That's option 2. Option 1 is the priority.
Okay.
I'm sorry, you said 4 times a month?
I'm sorry, did I say month? 4 times a day.
Okay.
Sorry, I must have misspoken. Thank you. 4 times a day. You are also subject to discretionary testing for drugs and alcohol. So if someone wants you to do additional testing, you must do so. The conditions on your original bond for case 242423 SD will continue also. So you need to be following those conditions as well as the amended conditions we've just given you for the increased testing. No weapons of any kind, no threatening, intimidating, harassing behavior towards persons. Be respectful of all court staff, law enforcement, and care providers. Now, once you obtain the CAM unit, you're not to operate a motor vehicle. However, we will allow operation of the motor vehicle to get to and from New Direction and to and from our pretrial services until you get that CAM unit.
Okay.
All right, now you are to provide proof of your counseling and you're to provide dates that you will be seeing your therapist. And if AA meetings are ordered, we would like to have, the court will need proof that you are going and attending those also.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, the next step in this process is going to be the pretrial conference. It's going to be the same day as the prior case. That's June 21st at 9 o'clock in the morning. Okay, are there any questions by anyone?
No, thank you.
Okay, Mr.
No, Your Honor.
All right, thank you very much. And thank you to the jail.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay, Mr. Kendricks, come on up. This is 2403170D, the People versus Paris Kendricks.
Good morning, good afternoon, Your Honor. James Gazicki on behalf of Mr. Kendricks. Waive reading of the complaint, stand mute. There's an order in there to preserve evidence. He reports he does already have an attorney. He's untethered from the Third Circuit pending a sentencing on July 31st. We're asking for a personal bond so you can attend to that matter.
What is he on tether for right now?
I don't know what the charge is, just that he is untethered.
Okay, well, this is charge, I'll waive formal reading and enter a not guilty plea on his behalf.
So the matter happened in December. The warrant was just, I believe, entered in this year.
Okay, I've entered not guilty pleas on his behalf. It's charges of BAC, drunk driving with a BAC over a .17. I'm looking at his history. He has an assaultive history. He had a drunk driving #1 in 05. He had one before that because he was charged with his third drunk driving in 2007. So he had a felony drunk driving. Then he had another felony drunk driving in 2006. And then he had another felony drunk driving in 2017. What am I up to? 3, 4, 5 drunk drivings?
Too many.
And then he had another drunk driving, third offense, in 2018. Is that 6? And then he had another drunk driving in 2019. That's 7 drunk drivings. 7 drunk drivings. So this would be 8 if you were found guilty or pled guilty on this one. That's very concerning to me because you clearly don't learn, Mr. Kendricks. I've signed the request for ex parte order preserving evidence. Mr. Kendricks, did you go over your advice of rights with your attorney that's outlined on this advice of rights form?
I was at my PSI sentencing date, they got me for this case here. That's why I was at to be sentenced for, and, they brought these cases up, which I didn't know existed. So now I get my lawyer to go back and all these cases on one document.
All right, I'm having a really hard time hearing you, sir. Can you come a little closer to the glass, maybe? Go ahead, tell me, I'm sorry.
Oh, this is it right here? Okay. I was at my PSI reporting thing to get my sentence when they arrested me for these cases. And that's how I got arrested for these cases. And I would like for my lawyer to get all the cases together so she could put them on one docket. Because we was trying to find a Lavonia case, we never could find it. And I didn't know this other one existed.
Okay. All right.
That's right.
Who's your attorney on your other cases?
Sharon Woodside.
Oh, Miss Woodside. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Well, she can appear with you at your next court hearing. Okay, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
I think she's gonna try to get all of them on one document.
Well, you can't, I mean, she can try. Miss Woodside, I don't know what she's doing. I'm confident in that. But there are misdemeanors and felonies, and you can't, unless they happen in the same jurisdiction and the misdemeanor follows the felony, this case is not, it was charged as a misdemeanor. I don't know why. That's not my decision. But your attorney can look into that, but it's an impossibility with respect to a district court case unless you get some sort of global agreement. Okay, so I've entered not guilty. We'll set you a court date in the mail. Mr. Kazicki, I mean, as to bond, he's on tether right now for another drunk drive. It sounds like. And this allegation is number 7. He's a danger to the community. I think that's abundantly clear. I mean, sir, you're the grand prize winner. I have literally never had someone in front of me with as many drunk driving convictions as you do, ever. I've never seen it. As a defense attorney, as a prosecutor, as a judge, and in 20 years of experience, I've never seen someone with this many drunk drivings. First time for me.
They got me going to psychiatrists and things.
Are you on a GPS tether?
Yes, I got GPS tether and alcohol tether. I have both.
Is it a drunk driving that you're on tether for?
Yes, ma'am.
Oy.
When did that happen?
That happened before these cases here.
Before these cases?
Yes.
So he picked up another drunk driving while he was out on his last drunk driving. Okay. He has a $30,000 cash or surety bond with a GPS tether. You're to appear in court as directed. You're not to leave the state without permission of the court. You're not to commit any new crimes while released. You're to immediately notify the court of change of address or phone number. You cannot purchase or consume alcohol or illegal drugs. In the event you make bond, you will be tested.
I'm already being tested.
Okay, well, you can talk to the department here. We won't make you test twice as long as that facility provides us with your test results and that it's a facility approved by the court. You cannot operate a motor vehicle without a valid license.
And I already have a GPS tether. I already have that.
All right, well, they won't duplicate it, but if that case resolves itself, you'll continue on the tether because of this case.
Oh,
but you're not going to have 2 tethers on. You'll only have 2.
I'll be sentenced to prison on the 31st.
All right.
Yeah, I'll be sentenced to prison on the 31st.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Okay.
I need this one still. I just
Oh,
put it in
we
there on
easier to get it
accident.
done.
What's that?